Okay, so this question asks us to plot the graph of y equals 2 cos x plus 1. Now, we have to remember what different parts of this equation mean. So the number out in front of the cos, sine or tan is the amplitude. Then if there's a number next to the variable inside the cos, sine or tan brackets, that's going to affect the period. And this number here will adjust the y-intercept. But it's not necessarily the y-intercept. So to find the y-intercept, you have to let x equal 0. And then you get y equals 2 cos of 0 plus 1. And cos of 0 is 1. So you get 2 plus 1, which is 3. So your y-intercept is 0, 3. Okay, and for the x-intercept, we let y equal to 0. So that will be 0 equals 2 cos x plus 1. So now we have to solve this equation for x. So we take 1 over the other side, divide both sides by 2, now by referring to our little triangle over here, we can figure out that when you've got cos x equal to a half or a negative half or 3 on 2 or something like that, it's going to be something to do with the angle pi on 3. So then you have to go over here to your 4 quadrants and look at the ones where cos is going to be negative, because it's equal to negative a half here. So cos will be negative in this quadrant here, where only sine is positive, and this quadrant here, where only tan is positive. Now I've redrawn the quadrant here so you can see which axis corresponds to which value in radians, and so we said that with cos x equal to negative a half, it could be in this quadrant here or this quadrant here, and we remembered that pi on 3 was the important angle, and so that's why I've drawn those lines there with pi on 3, the angle between those lines and the axes. So this means that x could have one of two values. It could be pi minus pi on 3, which is from this one here, or it could be pi plus pi on 3 from this quadrant here. So that gives our x-intercepts at 2 pi on 3, 0, and 4 pi on 3, 0. Now, finally, before we draw our graph, we look back to the equation to see what the amplitude is, and that's the number in front of the cos x, so that's multiplying the whole graph by 2, so the amplitude is 2. And then looking at the x inside the brackets, there's no number multiplying that x by anything, so the period just stays as 2 pi. So now we plot the graph. Magic. And we'll move that there so you can see it. Now the question said to plot the graph between 0 and 2 pi. So this graph's a bit too long for what we need. So we'll just look at basically this bit here. This is the 2 pi mark. That's 2 pi 3. That's the y-int we found before, which is 0, 3. Here are the intercepts that we found before, 2 pi on 3, 0, and 4 pi on 3, 0. And lastly, this turning point down here, that's pi -1.